Hello there. Artist Caleb here with the 39 Steps. This is an incredible game. It's actually not a game technically, it's a digital experience. And I think you're gonna love it. It's so much fun. I did a short review of it on my other channel, which is brand new. It's called Artist Caleb's Game Trove. Check it out if you get a chance. John Bucketon's espionage thriller, Entertainment. Music throughout the game is incredible. I just hope I don't get pegged with 50 billion different YouTube copyright claims. Well, we'll see. The 39 Steps. Entertainment. So I'm just gonna write Mac here. I use that a lot for my games, actually. It's part of my nickname, my middle name, actually. It won't take Artist Caleb, actually. It won't take that many letters. Check it out, Gaelic. You can have Gaelic. Can you believe that? So all 5 Gaelic-speaking people on the planet will be pretty happy. Rotate your mouse clockwise to advance the text. Anti-clockwise makes you go back. When you reach the end of a string of text, you will see a diamond. Simply left-click anywhere to advance the scene, moving the story forward. The 39 Steps is largely a pointer-free experience, but when you see one, that's your cue to interact. I don't always see a pointer, but when I do, I interact. Some locations can be explored. When in Explore mode, you can click and drag the mouse to look around. You can also interact with glowing objects. Let's take a look around. Nice place. It's a bit Spartan, but I like it. Bennings Bank. Dear Mr. Hannay, welcome to England. I hope your journey to Rhodesia was not too arduous. Would you like to come into the bank and we can discuss matters regarding your Rhodesian mining shares? If you would please make an appointment with my clerk, Mr. Scoop, on Temple 6733. Mr. Scoop? Wonder if he and his wife make up 2 scoops. People just can't wait to get to them. Seems like he'd be in the newspaper business with a name like Scoop, doesn't it? Congratulations, you made it through our short tutorial and have been given an award for your efforts. There are 15 more of these to collect. You will shortly begin your journey through the 39 steps. All progress will be auto-saved, but you can also use bookmarks to manage your progress and revisit key scenes. Right-click or hit spacebar to return to the main menu screen during play. Also, silence your cell phones. Be courteous. The Wrong Ditch. Richard Hannay is living in London, England. He yearns for a more interesting life. He makes urinals for a living. He yearns, you might say. Let's do this. The wrong ditch. It's another beautiful day in sunny England. I returned to the city that May afternoon, pretty well disgusted with life. I'd been 3 months in the old country and was fed up with it.
Richard Hannay, you have got into the wrong ditch, my friend, and you had better climb out.
It just looks like an overstuffed comfy chair to me. My father had brought me out from Scotland to South Africa at the age of 6, and I'd never been home since. I grew up in the Cape Colony, which was then under British rule. It's where Superman and Batman get their cape, if you were wondering. I spent much of my time by the Zambezi, where I would fish. There are several hundred species in its waters, including the infamous tigerfish and Zambezi shark. The wide open spaces of the veld also interested me greatly, and the various methods of survival in such an uncompromising landscape. You know something I just want to mention here? When I was a kid, my dad wrote Zambezi Nights with a K on the back of my aunt's dusty car window, and she drove all over Dallas that way before she discovered it, and she got super mad. I asked him what it meant, and he said, I don't know, I just like giving her a hard time. I laughed until I cried. I had earned my pile, not one of the big ones, but good enough for me. I had put in 3 years prospecting for copper in German Damaraland. How do you get to Damaraland? And spoke the German tongue pretty fluently. I went on to become a mining engineer in Kimberley, where I was instrumental into the formation of De Beers Consolidated Mines. The diamond mines were a rough business, with countless good men lost in horrific accidents. I already did that. I served the British forces during the Matabele conflict and was decorated for my role. I served 2 years with the Imperial Light Horse and was an intelligence officer at Delagoa Bay in the Second Boer War. I lost many friends during those wars. The war was very boring. It was the Boer War. My final years in Africa were in the municipality of Bulawayo, where I had fought during the Matabele War. I resided once again with my father, who had taken ill. After he died, I decided to leave the Cape and head back for the old country. A lot of imperialist ladies asked me to tea to meet schoolmasters from New Zealand and editors from Vancouver. And that was the most dismal business of all. I had no real pal to go about with, which probably explains things. Plenty of people invited me to their houses, but they didn't seem much interested in me. I had counted on stopping in London for the rest of my days, but from the first I was disappointed with it. I was the best bored man in England.
Don't say you're more bored than I am, Dimitri. I'm every bit as capable as you as being the best bored man.
All right, that's it. Here was I, 37 years old, sound in wind and limb, with enough money to have a good time, yawning my head off all day. I collected Richard Hannay. I had a long drink and read the evening papers. It looks like a short drink to me. A little glass of urine on the rocks. They were full of the row in the Near East, and there was an article about Keralithes, the Greek premier. Le Premier. Time for a toke. From all accounts, he seemed to be the one big man in the show. And he played a straight game, too, which is more than can be said for most of them. Club rules are as follows. No one is allowed to join. Someone had loaded the cylinder player. I felt a deep nostalgia for my homeland of Scotland as Annie Laurie filled the room. Annie Laurie was huge, and that's why she filled the room. Just don't call her the white balloon anymore. It hurts her feelings. Let's take a look around. Everything looks pretty good. Wow. Doggone, the Brits own a lot. And the U.S. All your oil belong to U.S. That's the United States. I'd recognize it from space, I think. As long as it was written in English, ironically. Thank you, England. Thank you for the English language. It's quite nice. All right. South Africa, mate. Pyrotechnics. There's a good old British Isles. Amazingly detailed, isn't it? Just beautiful. I love that stuff. I say, Tubby, capital idea this. Riding on horseback on such a fine day, surveying our empire. Do we own that building over there? Where the devil are we? Roberts entering Pretoria as opposed to Postoria. Our empire, at home and abroad. Wow. New, most important, interesting, chapter of British history and furnishing. That's really great. You know, I have a bunch of books like that. There was another book in here. I say, capital idea of this fishing business, eh, what? Got a fish here the size of the Red October. Hey, you leave my fish alone. What are you doing? That's my fish. Go away. Fishing by Chomley. H. Chomley, Pennell. Salmon and trout. If I had a salmon, I'd name it Rushdie. Numerous illustrations. I won't read a book without illustrations. Alright, what's going on here? Okay, Jim, we've healed his wounds and set him free. Back away slowly now, don't want to frighten him. Just resting by that tree in the shade, he should be alright. Ah! Oh, I thought it was like a book on satanic ritual. It's just big game shooting. Let's catch up on some local gossip. The Observer. Never would have read it in the Times. 123rd year. Wow. That's something. Hotel Royal. Die, PPE. Never heard of that one. 24 pages, 1 penny. Seems kind of pricey to me. The Richelieu. I don't think I'd want to eat there. You're welcome to eat our food, but say anything bad about our restaurant and we will chop off your head. A little morsel for the history buffs there. I know that's supposed to be smoke coming out of his pipe, but it also looks like he just whipped his head around really quick. Whew! The big flying races. Bump, 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 dun, dun. Take it up, Max! Too much weight! Excellent quality pouches made from the finest elephant scrotum. Disregard what I just said. Presented to Richard Hannay, Intelligence Office. Montebello War, 1897. Very nice. You must be the Monopoly guy.
Huntley and Palmer's ginger nuts. What's wrong with me? Yesterday, the Tsar declared the Healings region also street renewed. He sees, he reasons, he buys. He fries things with his eyes. He has a strange tattoo on one side of his shaven head. Hello, I'm heavily photoshopped. My name's Admiral Walrus. Whoops. I say, that bird stole my baby! Borwigs, pull my finger. Alloa, alloa, warns of German menace. British Navy must grow. Lord Alloa? I like my women like I like my tea. Weak, anemic, nervy, and run down.
Okay, I'd say we're good to go here. About 6 o'clock, I went home. I ran the whole distance. This is me running in real time. My flat was the first floor on a new block behind Langham Place. There was no restaurant or anything of that sort, just a 7-Eleven, and each flat was quite shut off from the others. Dear Richard, Hugh is London. I do hope paddock is lacking after you well, and that you're luckle and the horses is lasting int. Oh, negative, aye, it is. New, here's a till for you. Last mirth in the crailer, I fiven my silly in a tiglet spat. Agder 2 allays the plain. I lest my way, cand evil net fin the reels. I were for to get infant wetness for 3 allays, and fui with aunt mar. Sal, fool uife. A femme ma pain warnus are excellert, se vice, pretine, which steered me away from curvation. Thur arin into olol elmly, to whom I awed money, be arse my durst, he refriced, to help me. So I had to sentinvier my feet. The desert is netlakin to Erimar. But I meted, and Earl Amar, en tengiri I casald me real easy. Wish meal and him partner in my fudverhans. I lear neem the Umal Shako. After the El Zulu Elmi, El will tells him to the Surgo. Witten me where I get foul the fance. I plan to leave next week if I car get my new rifle finished in time. Yours, Pertal Parno. The plot thickens. Draw symbols as they appear. You know, it was a lot easier, I thought, back then to open doors, but...
Paddock? That's me home. I'll be heading out for dinner.
I hate servants on the premises, so I had a fellow look after me who came by in the day. He arrived before 8 o'clock every morning and used to depart at 7, for I never dined at home. The servants I kept in a kennel in the back garden.
That evening I dined at the Café Royal, and then headed elsewhere for entertainment. On this particular evening, I wandered to Leicester Square, where the more resplendent theatre of varieties could be found. A show at the Alhambra caught my eye, though one could never be quite sure of the act until it had been seen. The countless music halls of London were one way of passing the evening away. Farces of all styles played a conspicuous part in this week's bill. It was a silly show. I did not stay long. On second thought, let's not go to the Alhambra. It's a silly place. On the way home, I gave half a crown to a beggar, because I saw him yawn. He was a fellow sufferer, and the best fiddle player I'd ever heard in my life. I made a vow. I would give the old country another day to fit me into... Whoa, hey, watch, I'm recording here. Fit me into something. If nothing happened, I would take the next boat for the Cape. Well, that is it for this playthrough. I love this experience, and I will see you next time.